Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Brewsday Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's time for Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here is Huck and Big Nate.
There you go. Popping tops.
Humid out today. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
if you've noticed, my hair is like much poofier than it usually is.
Poofy head.
Just noticing that. If you're watching on video, you can see my
Poofy
humidity
head.
hair. This is Brews Day Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. Before we go any further, uh, before I forget, we are both on Untapped. He's Huck's Beer Buzz. I'm Big Nate Danger. He is Huck. I am Big Nate Danger.
There you go.
Let's have some beer.
I'm good with
We're
that.
revisiting Florida.
We are. I mean, I spent a lot of time in
You
Florida.
got your Salvador Dali shirt on
I
that I
do.
love. I
I
love
do.
that the clock
It's something,
hands are his
something of
mustache.
time. Something of time was the painting this comes from.
I'm huge fan of Salvador Dali. What beers did you bring?
Okay, this is from Sideward Brewing. I believe they're somewhere in Florida. I didn't bring my reading glasses. I might have to ask you to look at it. Ah. I might have my glasses. I'll see if I can find them by the second.
Orlando.
Orlando.
Orlando, over there on
Orlando.
North Bumby Avenue.
Right. I didn't go there, but I went to a couple of beer stores, like I do. And there's one in I remember well, go ahead, tell me what you're drinking.
I've got the Three Sons Brewing Company Citrus Machine. It's a hazy IPA, double dry hopped with Comet, Citra, and Mosaic, 6.5% ABV. Beautiful can.
So when I
It's
revisit
nice and cold, which is good because on the side it says keep cold, drink yesterday.
okay.
So we're having it today. Sorry, guys.
I got a new cooler. We hadn't talked about that, my red, white, and blue
You
cooler.
did get a new cooler. I was going to save that for the 4th of July
Well,
show.
that's all right. We can show it. It'll have good stickers on it by then. The wife had bought this cooler just like this one, only it was blue. And I said, "Well, you know what? I need one for the show." She kept yelling at me because I'm wearing out the wheels on hers, doing the show every week. So I said, "You know what? I'll just get my own. It's red, white, and blue."
Nobody's doing tire changes on a cooler.
No, they should. So anyway, so when I was in Jacksonville, I think I mentioned this. I went to the Ard Wolf Brewing. Sorry, my brain's not there. I'm gonna get a nicotine patch, see if it helps my forgetfulness. I heard that. We'll see, but we won't go medical yet.
Nicotine is good for your brain. Tomatoes are loaded with nicotine. Do you eat a lot of tomatoes?
Oh yeah, no. I don't eat anything that's not doesn't growl or
Toma-
have hooves.
Tomatoes and potatoes have nicotine
I
in
can't eat potatoes, high carb.
them. That's okay. Potatoes are overrated.
So I think the place anyway. I went to this beer store. I think it's called Beer 30. And I know I told the story that we went to the brewery near Jacksonville that was getting ready to open, and we spent we go in there like at 10 in the morning, which normal beer drinking time for the beer bloggers, and the guys like starts telling us about the brewery, and I was like, "Do you have any questions?" He says, "Yeah, excuse me, do you have any beer?" Well, no, we can't make beer yet. I'm like,
What do you mean you can't
well, we're
make
in a
beer yet?
brewery, so
What kind of
and your
brewery
people are
is this?
working, and I know you made some beer, but you got to have a cooler somewhere with beer in it. It's like, no, as this goes on, then he wants to go on and tell us all about everything, and at this point, we're getting a little annoyed, me more than others.
Came here for beer, not story time.
Right, and I said, well, I'm going to get an Uber to beer store. I'll be back in about an hour.
Do you want a beer?
Yeah, who wants
You
beer?
don't have
And
any.
everybody started pulling out $20 bills, and the guy goes, the leader, group leader goes, well, I'll take y'all to the beer store. Okay. So we finished up the brewery, way too long. We had to go outside. It was cool. Look at the alligator swamp. That's where they throw people like me. And we go to this beer store. It's Beer 30. And the thing that was amazing about it, this was 10, 15 years ago, was what they had on draft. At the time, you didn't get craft beer everywhere from places. They had Bell's Two Hearted, they had Stone, they had Sierra Nevada beers, like weird beers, not just the usual ones.
Yeah,
And I mean, everything on their tap was unusual. And so I go back, this is 15 years later, same deal. They had amazing beers on tap. And that's where these beers came from.
I found their website and honestly,
Yeah, I'm drinking out of a can.
wish we were closer.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, they've got their draft list is like they got the Austere
Yeah, read that
Macho,
off.
Tired Hands Brewing Company's Pilsner. Uh, White Beard from Green Man is on the draft. Sideward Cider, which is that same sideward that you're
Oh
drinking.
yeah,
They've also got a cider.
cool.
The uh,
This is not a
the,
cider.
the one that really has me interested though is the Zool Beer Company out of Knoxville, Tennessee. It's a PB&J mixtape.
I've had it. It's good.
Sour.
Yeah, it tastes just like peanut butter and jelly.
Uh, they got a cherry cola mead. Like this is some crazy stuff.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Hell, we
Lord.
need something. I mean, even if it was as far away as Roanoke, and I know they got the barrel chest, but still, it's not like these niche places I go and find
Yeah.
really, really good
No,
beer.
they've got like something for everyone, and then their bottle reserve's cool. You can place a to-go order, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Everyone should have a to-go order.
And the guy was pretty helpful about the beer. He took, they didn't have a lot of space, just like that one in Columbia. But yeah, that's a cool thing. But Florida, we spent way too much time in Florida.
I think anyone who lives there not by choice feels that way as well.
But the thing about Florida is it's got so many different biomes, if you will. You got Miami, which has, it's like big city, big city. Then you can go all the way down to the Florida Keys, which I've done a couple times.
Keys are cool.
And that's like laid back, except they're all assholes down there. Yeah, I don't think they still don't have Uber.
No.
And it costs you like $18 to go from the airport down to the pier, which is about a mile, on the cabs, but that's what they do. They did secede from the Union. They're the only ones that ever did it and got away with it. It was something about some tax or something, and they seceded.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we're not, it's too far down there to come and mess with you, so we'll just let you go. So they did. Then there's the Panhandle. That's like old RV people who like to park on the beach. It's pretty cool. We've done that a few times.
So the other things that I think are I mean, NASA has a ton of awesome facilities down there. And then Everglades. You ever go airboating on the Everglades?
No, I didn't. No, I can
Oh.
explain why, but go ahead. Did you go?
Oh yeah, that used to be like a summer tradition. We'd go down to Florida not summer, I guess spring. We'd go down to Florida for spring training baseball, and then we'd hit up the Everglades.
Cool. So like you're driving the airboat through the Everglades and you hit a bump and this 95-foot anaconda comes up.
Yeah, I
the
was say
side.
then you're in the water with the
Rips
damn
you.
gators.
And the snakes. I don't much mind the gators.
Snakes don't bother me.
A 30
Gators don't really
30
bother
foot
me.
anaconda does not bother you.
Well, no, because their instinct. I'm not their native prey,
You're just like a pig.
and also they're constrictors.
Long
So
pig.
as long as I wasn't alone, I stand a very good chance of surviving an anaconda encounter. Now, if it's like a viper,
Yeah. Well, I'm
one
sure they have
bite,
those,
I'm probably dead.
they have cottonmouths too.
Yeah, they say they have cotton mouths, but I'm not afraid of anacondas. None of the constricting snakes.
So they have a big thing every year. We were down there when they're doing it. They go out and they catch snakes, and whoever catches the biggest snake wins a prize. And there's professional and amateur snake hunters. And actually, an amateur won the most snakes this year, I believe. But anyway, that's what I mean.
Hey,
That's what you do for
cheap.
fun in Florida. We don't do that in Virginia. Well, let's go out and catch rattlesnakes. No, I'm good.
No, I will pass on a rattlesnake.
Well, at least they tell you they're coming. They took this thing as a stick with a boot on it, and they went out in the wild and they started stomping on rattlesnakes. And only 6% of the time did the snake snap at the boot. The rest of the time it hauled butt.
Yeah,
So they get a bad rap.
they truly do. We're not their native prey. More than anything, when they see us, they're confused,
Right.
and that's why
When they
vipers.
see me, especially
and-
like, look at that handsome guy.
That's why the venomous
the
ones
hell?
get super defensive and they strike. It's not because they want to eat you; they're defending their territory.
There's a snake. How much territory do they got? They got a little cabin. What do they got? Got a
They have
nest?
cottages.
Snakes don't even have nests. Come on.
No, they don't.
They just randomly lay eggs here and there, I think. I don't know.
They perceive threat, and it's like a fight or flight response. The kids have gotten really fascinated with snakes, so we've
Oh,
been
great.
reading this book on snakes like every other night, and so kind of I've developed a passion for snakes. They
And
don't
then
bother me.
every night they have a nightmare. Well, I had an employee, Rick, who raised snakes, even venomous ones. And that guy, yeah, he had a lot of snakes.
There's this guy I follow on Facebook. I can't remember his name, but he passed away recently from cancer. But his whole thing was reptiles, and like he ran his own like reptile I wouldn't call it a museum. It's more of a zoo, honestly. But like that was his whole thing is he would show you like how they bred snakes. Like so the full process of like the snake lays the egg and then like they've got this whole like it's a clutch of eggs. So it's these soft, like squishy eggs. They're all stuck together. And he'd walk fascinating stuff. If you ever want to go down a rabbit hole.
Well, there's that one meme film on Facebook where the guys and pulls little drawers out and the cobras come out and he's got a little stick and he throws some ice in there and he has to get the cobra back in the box. I mean, if I was a cobra, I wouldn't want to be in a box either. I get that.
Brian Barczyk was the guy's name. Barczzyk. If you're out there and you're looking for a rabbit hole to go down tonight.
There you go.
He
I'm not
really
going,
loved his
I'm
animal.
not going there. I want to sleep tonight. I'm inclined to sleep.
The more you know, the less scared you'll be, Huck.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
I'm gonna get some snakes in here.
I'm
We're
trying to.
ready to exposure therapy.
I'm trying to. Well, I went to the snake show in Pulaski at school, and it was mostly boa constrictors and what have you. It was pretty cool. I have pictures somewhere. And Alan had wore my grandson. He's 3. He wore one.
The only animal I think I'm actively afraid of is polar bears because they will hunt humans
Oh yeah,
just because they can.
yeah.
Mercifully, I've never and probably never will be in a situation where I've got to worry about a polar bear attacking me, unless I'm at the zoo and he escapes his enclosure.
Well, it's like the bear, the hierarchy of bear. The black, excuse me, the black bear. You make yourself big and you
Yep.
scare it. The brown bear, you stay still. The grizzly bear, you play dead. The polar bear, you are dead.
The 105.3, the bear, you bring us beer.
Right. At 5.3,
We
the
just want
bear, you drink
beer.
beer. Beer.
Very docile.
Yeah, we decided though. I mean, I don't know if you noticed the show. I think I haven't told you we decided this, but we kind of did. We're no longer a beer radio show. We're gonna drink beer and talk about it, but we're just a radio show. We're gonna talk about different things every week.
It's kind of what we were already doing.
I know.
Now we're just formally addressing it.
confessing to what we're gonna actually do. So let's see what else. Okay, otherwise Florida. Okay, let's talk about highways, right?
No.
So you come from Virginia headed to Florida, so you go through North Carolina. You're on 77, which is a fine road, except with 2 exceptions: Statesville and
Yes.
Charlotte.
Oh my God, it's a nightmare in Charlotte.
So we went twice to Florida in the last couple months, and the first time we get to Charlotte, and it says express lane if you have Easy Pass. Well, I got Easy Pass on the RV and the car I'm towing. So I roll on in there, and Liz's like, "You can't do that." I'm like, "I just did."
The hell I can't.
So I stayed on. Everybody else was a huge wreck, backed up for hours. We went buzzing on through. So the last time we go, we're heading down through there, and Liz is like, "You can't do that." I say, "All right, I'm not, don't want to aggravate the lovely wife." I'm like, "Okay." And sure enough, she looked it up, and you just can't do it. But I don't know why. I can go 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour. I don't mind. And
Yeah.
it says no more than 2 axles. Well, 2 axles on each, and I'm paying for each.
Yeah, they both got easy passes.
Right. I never did look to see how much they charged me. It couldn't have been much because I only have a $25 renewal.
I'd be curious.
And didn't renew. I'll try to look it
That
up.
being said, I don't have the easy pass,
That's the best invention to man
but I used.
if you travel.
We went down to. I don't know why we were in North Carolina. We were driving somewhere, and it was within the last. Oh, Great Wolf Lodge.
Oh, yeah.
We went down to Great Wolf Lodge in Charlotte, and I took the that express lane. I had a high occupancy vehicle. It says high occupancy vehicle. You don't need to pay. You don't need the easy pass. They sent me a bill for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what the bill for that toll was?
What?
$3.12.
I got one for $1
I mean,
something one time.
it was off peak times, but I was like, why did you just waste the money printing this? You could have
Right.
just assumed I was a high occupant. Like, I'll pay it. Hell, $3.12. I'll pay that all day. Now that I know it's that cheap, I'm going to do it every time.
Yep. So other than that, it's pretty cool going through North Carolina. Then you hit South Carolina. Let me tell you, what are they doing with the road money? They don't have to push any snow. It's just what are they doing? There's not a good highway in South Carolina. Then you get to Georgia, quick little run through there. It's only like 20, I don't know, 50 miles. Nice roads, 4 lanes on 95. I never thought I would say it was a nice road on 95. Florida, again, same thing. You just jump in there and go. Problem with Florida is you got to pass through cities and then it gets ugly.
I'll tell you what South Carolina is doing with their road money.
What are they doing?
The South Carolina Highway Patrol, their new cruisers are Ford Mustangs.
Oh, I saw some of
Tell
those.
me, tell me you're trying to enforce and protect people if you bought a two-door vehicle and if you have to arrest somebody, you've got to call someone else to come out and pick them up in a paddy wagon
Put them in the
because
trunk.
you got Ford Mustangs, which, by the way, don't turn all that great.
They were going to put you in the boot. Going to be in the boot.
Like it's just an
Well,
extension
that's the
of
other
their
thing. You're in
small
Virginia.
genitalia.
You're in Virginia. Wherever you go, what are you going to get? A ticket, a speeding ticket. What? You don't see cops in other states. You do not see them.
Hey,
Ohio is an example that's not that you do see them there.
I've probably seen 5 West Virginia state police vehicles in my entire life. We go to West Virginia yearly.
I used to commute to West Virginia to work, and I got pulled over 3 times. And every time I got a warning.
Yeah, so they're not looking to work.
The guy said, "Do you know how fast you're going?" I said, "You know how slow I was going a minute ago?" He's like, "Fair enough. Just don't do it again." Okay. And he had, by the time I put my seatbelt on, I put my wallet away, got in gear, he'd already pulled over the next guy.
Yeah.
He was farming, but that was on a straight stretch in the middle of the mountains. There's one straight stretch, you're going 35 for hours, and once you get a chance to go 90, you're going to do it.
All of a sudden,
gonna do
that's
it.
when they see you.
Yep. But yeah, that was interesting. But anyway, no cops. South Carolina has cops, but they're not really doing anything.
No.
In Florida, I don't know, I don't know what's going on. They got Florida men they have to arrest. So they're busy doing that. Well, I guess we ought to rate these beers.
I suppose. I like the citrus machine. I don't love the citrus machine, if that makes any sense. I'll go ahead. I will give this a flat 4. As far as, I mean, it's a hazy India Pale Ale. Not necessarily my favorite style, not the worst style in the world. I feel comfortable with the 4. It's a perfect example of the style, but it's not winning any medals.
Well, the Sideway Brewing Moon Boots, of course, we didn't talk about the name. It's so cool, Moon Boots. I always like that. I don't know if which side you come down on, whether we landed on the moon or not, but hey, I watched it. It had to be real. So I'm going to say that I like this beer. This is a delicious, little bit early hopped, a little bit of bitterness, but that's what IPA is supposed to be.
Yep.
So I'm giving it a 4.5. This is, if it was a little bit less bitter on the tail end, I'd probably give it a 5, but I didn't. Sorry, side word.
All right. Well, we're going to play some Florida music. Whatever the hell that means. You'll figure it out. And then we'll be back with more Brewsday Tuesday on 105.3 The Bear.